Chitatmana Prashantasya Paramatma Samahitaha Shitoshna Sukha Dukeshu Tamana Pamanayoho.
For one who has conquered the mind, the supersoul is already reached, for he has attained tranquility. To such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor are all the same.
8. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Utasto Vijitendriyaha Yukta Ityuchate Yogi Samalostrasmi Kanjanaha.
A person is said to be established in self-realization and is called a yogi or mystic when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it be pebbles, stones, or gold, as the same.
Surin Mitra, text 9. Surin Mitra Yada Udasina Madhyastad Vesha Bandushu Tarishvapi Chapapeshu Samabudhir Vashishate.
A person is said to be still further advanced when he regards all, the honest well-wisher, friends and enemies, the envious, the pious, the sinner, and those who are indifferent and impartial with an equal mind.
Next 10. Yogi Yunjita Satatam Atmanam Rahasistitaha Ekaki Yata Chittadma Yashir Aparigrayaha.
A transcendentalist should always try to concentrate his mind on the Supreme Self. He should live alone in a secluded place and should always carefully control his mind. He should be free from desires and feelings of possessiveness.
And 11, 12. Shucho Deshe Pratishtadma Styramatsana Atmanaha Nat Yuchitam Natine. Shaila Jina Shlotaram Saikagram Mana Kritva Atuchitendriya Kriyaha. Yogamatma Vishuddhaya.
To practice yoga, one should go to a secluded place and should lay kusha grass on the ground and then cover it with a deer skin and a soft cloth. The seat should neither be too high nor too low and should be situated in a sacred place. The yogi should then sit on it very firmly and should practice yoga by controlling the mind and the senses, purifying the heart and fixing the mind on one point.
One can try to use the yoga system to bring him to self-realization, to become a yogi. Yogi here is described as, yes, well, mystic, the word mystic. The impersonalists use the word mystic, generally something vague. It's some kind of spiritual something. But actually, yogi means connecting with God. So when yoga is added, then it becomes, as we heard the other evening, yoga and karma and karma yoga are quite a bit different because karma, it just means engagements in karmic activities for fruit of results, and he wants to enjoy the results. But he's doing it according to the system that's given in the Vedas. So that way he's on the path. But if he practices karma yoga, and karma yoga can also be Krishna consciousness because he's doing it as a service to Govinda. And that's yoga, pleasing the Lord. So now he's doing his work. He's offering how do you do How do you make it bhakti yoga? You give the fruits to Krishna, just like if you have a tree and you own the tree. So that's nice. Now, if you tell someone else, I'm going to give you this tree, and then he says, very nice, thank you. But you don't get the fruits. I get all the fruits. I'll take the fruits. You take the tree. I'll take the fruits. No. If you give someone the tree, then you give someone the fruits also. So, karma yoga, action in Krishna consciousness means one gives to the Lord the fruits of his everything that he does. All that you eat, all that you offer and give away, all austerities that one may perform, should be done as an offering unto me. He's seeing Krishna as his master, and he's taking the position as simply the servant of the Lord, and he considers that everything belongs to Krishna. And whatever he has put under the care of some devotee or some servant, then he takes this as Krishna's his property, and he's assigned me to look after it, to make sure it's kept clean and is functional, and to do the service with it. And whatever is done, the profit goes to Krishna. The profit is given to the Lord. Just like in a family, at least families used to be. Sometimes they have big families. Still, somewhere in the world, they have big families. They have big families, and the father is the head of the family, and everyone works under his direction in the family. And wherever, if they go out and they get they work for something, they bring it back to the father. And why do they bring it back to the father? Why don't they just give it to someone else? No, because they have confidence. The father, he's maintaining everyone. He's the source of everyone. And if he's pleased, then everyone will be happy. He'll distribute the fruits of the work will come to him. He won't just take it for himself. He's very magnanimous. He'll take care of the whole family, and even more than just his family. That's an ordinary person, ordinary father. What to speak of Krishna? He's the Supreme Father, and he knows how to take care of everyone. So imagine if all the assistants, all the servants were surrendering the fruits to Krishna. That's a perfect society. Then the whole society will be blissful. Everyone will be happy because Krishna will take those fruits and he gives back so much more than one gives. Or than one gives to him. He gives so much more back to them. It's actually true, Krishna. How much can we give to Krishna? And we don't have very much to give. But Krishna has so much. Still, whatever we give to him, he appreciates. Like the example of Krishna was a little child, and he went to the fruit vendor, and he brought some grains of rice. And he was going to barter for some nice fruits. But his hands were very small, and the rice fell out of his hands. So the fruit vendor, oh, okay, you want to trade some rice for some fruit? Yes, yes. All right, so there's really nothing to trade, no rice left. But the fruit vendor gave nice fruits, best fruits to Krishna. And And then he saw that his basket of fruit was now full of jewels worth umpteen times the fruits. So that's Krishna. He's not miser. He's not. He's very well to do. He owns everything. Sarvabhut. Bhoktaram Yagatapam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He's the owner of all the planets. If he wants to give something to you, he can give more than you can accept. Another example was Krishna's friend, Sudama. His school friend, they went to school together in the school of Sandipani Muni. That was in Avantipur. Yeah. So they were good friends, and even one time they were out together collecting firewood for the guru's wife. And they got into a big storm came. Huge storm, rain, flooding everything, cold, ice coming down. And the boys, Krishna and Sama, couldn't find their way back. They didn't know how to get out of the forest. It was impossible. So they just, somehow or other, they kept themselves alive during the night. Next morning, Sandipani went out with his other students to find them. And they found them. And Sandipani was very pleased with them. He said, such nice disciples. You risked so much your lives. He was very pleased. So anyway, they were friends in the Gurukula. But after they left, Sudama was a Brahmin. So a very humble Brahmin. He did his Brahminical. He married a Brahmin wife. Krishna was a Kshatriya. He married his Kshatriya wives, 16,108. So he was a great Kshatriya, and Sudama was a great Brahmana. They were on equal level. So Sudama's wife was feeling a little sad for her husband because her husband was so poor. He couldn't even keep food in the house. No food in the house. Had to borrow food. Sometimes they'd borrow a handful of rice, get by it. Very difficult. No clothes practically. But Sudama just went on with his devotional practices. And if Krishna wants to give us something, he'll give the Lord. So why, she said, why don't you go to Krishna? He's your school friend. He's in Dwarka. He's the king of Dwarka. Most popular place. He'll give you, he likes to give to the Brahmins. He's your friend. So Sudama didn't want to go asking. He didn't want to go begging from Krishna but he finally agreed. His wife insisted. So he went. And he said, I have to take something gift. Can't go empty handed. So they borrowed some chipped rice. Chipped rice. And he kept it tied in his cloth. So when he arrived, like going to Vaikuntha, Dwarka was more opulent than any place, even in the material world. There was no place like it. Amaravati, King Indra's place, was nothing. It couldn't defeat Dwarka. So it was very opulent, and he went to Krishna's palace, Krishna Rukmini's palace, because Krishna had all those wives, and each one he had their own palace. He came to Krishna's palace. Just so happens he was there with his queen, Rukmini. And as soon as he came, Krishna paid his obeisances, put him on the seat, his own seat, washed his feet, water, and Rukmini picked up the shower and began fanning him. It's just a torn cloth. Wasn't very opulent at all, but still, Krishna treated him so respectfully, and Rukmini treated him so respectfully, and so they greeted each other, hadn't seen each other for a long time. So happy to see each other. Even we're happy to see old friends from school. If we see one of our good friends, and if they become successful in life, we like that. Sometimes what are you doing? Oh, I did this. And whoa, wonderful. We're happy to see each other. And of course, Sudama, I have nothing to show. But he's showing his Brahminical qualities, his humility and his determination, his sama dhamma tapak shoja, control of the senses, control of the mind, and everything. So that's what he brought. And Krishna had his opulence, his queens, and everything. So they were getting along very nicely. And finally, Krishna said, so, did you come to ask for something? Or he didn't want to ask. He felt very embarrassed. So he was thinking, I'll just go and see Krishna. And so he didn't ask for anything. But, well, Krishna thought maybe he must have brought some food stuff. So he checked in and found he had some rice. He took some, he was eating it. I said, oh, this is the best rice I've ever had. So nice. And Rukmini took it away. It's not for you. She thought it was, he's the king. He should have the best rice. But Krishna was very pleased. And she said that even the amount of rice you've already taken will guarantee that he'll get opulence greater than Indra. So as he was leaving, he went out. And he was thinking, Krishna didn't give me anything. He must have known that if he had given me anything, I would become puffed up. I'd become proud, and I'd forget my Brahminical qualities and just become a sense enjoyer. So Krishna was very fond, very kind to me by not giving me. But when he got home, things had changed. His little hut was now a big, big house. And his wife was also dressed in tati clothing. They say in England, tati. Tati. You know, that's a British expression. Tati. All torn and not nicely. So her cloth was also not. But when she came out, she dressed with diamonds and jewels and the most opulent. His wife, she came out. He couldn't even recognize the place or his wife or anything. But he recognized his wife, but it was a real shock. And So he said, yeah, he accepted it because Krishna wanted him to accept it. And he didn't fall into uh, trying to enjoy his senses and forgetting Krishna. So that's it. An advanced devotee can do that. Even if he's put in an opulent situation, he won't become bewildered and forget Krishna and just go after the sense government. But a neophyte may. So sometimes neophytes are advised to keep themselves away from a very opulent situation because they may become bewildered and forget their purpose in life. So Sudama got so much opulence. Krishna is very, very generous. So that's the point. If one gives to Krishna, he's not a loser. He wins thousands and thousands and thousands more. No comparison. Charity, even given to Brahmanas, comes back in more than the charity a person gives. He gets much more in return. And what to speak, he gives to Krishna. So, what else? Anything else in this chapter? This is text 1. So, fruits. It's talking about the fruits of renunciation. It's the same as yoga. That's a lot of points about this, a lot of verses that renunciation or Sankhya Yoga is the same as Bhakti Yoga, which is using things in the service of Krishna. So a Bhakti Yogi, he doesn't say, "Oh, there's a car. I can't. I'm renouncing that car." A Bhakti Yogi will say, "I can use the car." Yukta, yukta ha, yukta, yukta vairagya means he doesn't renounce it. He uses it for the service of Krishna. Instead of serving himself or his senses, he uses it for serving Krishna. So he can use a house. He can use $1 million. A bhakti yogi is not afraid to take millions of dollars because he doesn't keep it for himself. He uses it for Krishna. Then he's not entangled. So many times, devotees, Prabhupada's disciples, they were thinking that they should take sannyas. They'd ask him if they could take sannyas. He said, "You're already more than a sannyasi. You're already engaged in devotional. You've given everything to Krishna. You're utilizing everything for Krishna. So you're more than a sannyasi. There's no need to take sannyas." That's true. And Rupa Goswami gives us his Yukta Vairagya, how Panchakitaya Sambandha Vastuna, Panchakitaya Bhujya, Hari Sambandha Vastuna, Mukshabhi Parityago. So real renunciation is not as complete as bhakti, using it in something. You know, his renunciation is not complete. Because he's renouncing something that didn't belong to him. So real renunciation means you use it in the service of the owner of it, not that you give it up. You have nothing to give. Okay.
Dr. Trey Prabhu, would you like to say some words on these topics? Okay. Can you read that next text, Prabhus?
Text 1. Text 1 purport or text 2? Okay. No, we'll just do the text. We'll just go through these. Text 2. What is called renunciation is the same as yoga, or linking oneself with the Supreme, for no one can become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification. Purport. Real sannyas yoga or bhakti yoga means that one should know his constitutional position as the living entity and act accordingly. The living entity has no separate independent identity. He is the marginal energy of the Supreme. When he is entrapped by material energy, he is conditioned. And when he is Krishna conscious or aware of the spiritual energy, then he is in his real and natural state of life. Therefore, when one is in complete knowledge, one ceases all material sense gratification or renounces all kinds of sense gratificatory activities. Thus, this is practiced by the yogis who restrain the senses from material attachment. But a person in Krishna consciousness has no opportunity to engage his senses in anything which is not for the purpose of Krishna. Therefore, a Krishna conscious person is simultaneously a sannyasi and a yogi. The purpose of knowledge and of restraining the senses as prescribed in the jnana and yoga processes is automatically served in Krishna consciousness. If one is unable to give up the activities of his selfish nature, then jnana and yoga are of no avail. The real aim is for a living entity to give up all selfish satisfaction and to be prepared to satisfy the Supreme. A Krishna conscious person has no desire for any kind of self-enjoyment. He is always engaged for the enjoyment of the Supreme. One who has no information of the Supreme must therefore be engaged in self-satisfaction, because no one can stand on the platform of inactivity. All these purposes are all perfectly served by the practice of Krishna consciousness. Can I say something, Prabhu? Yeah, so earlier I was reading a song written by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, Dushtamana, which that song he wrote after he chanted 1 billion names. He took 10 years to do that. And at the same time, he wasn't just chanting. At the same time, he was also managing a temple. So he's just like expert, chanting like 14, 15 rounds, 15 hours a day, 300 lakh of names a day. It's pretty incredible. But he wrote that Dushtamana song. And in that song, he's describing what Yukta Vairagya is. And he's also chastising his mind for not being engaged in preaching work. Instead, he was chanting. But of course, he's a eternally liberated soul. So, but he was showing us, we should preach, and that we can also engage everything we have in Krishna consciousness. There's nothing separate from Krishna, and he was expert at that. He started that. I mean, he was using cars. He was using Western dress, because he knew exactly how to use that in Krishna consciousness, to glorify Krishna, to bring more souls back to the knowledge of Krishna. So that Yukta Vairagya, we have to become expert in that. Yeah. I don't know, that's all I have. Prabhu, you got anything?
Hare Krishna. Actually, the renunciation, what Maharaj mentioned, that there are a lot of verses, different acharyas, they wrote it. Maharaj given one example from Rupa Goswami's. For back to Godhead, attached to the God, is only renunciation is not enough. In Bhagavad Gita also mentioned Yukta Vairagya. So Yukta Vairagya, it is not also enough. In Bhagavatam, it was mentioned that is after Yukta Vairagya, then there are something else. As for example, Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, So they are above the Yukta Borega. So there is a classification in there that is to elevate, how to elevate step by step, step by step, step by step, just like we just pass a 12th class, then we pass the BS, then MS, then PhD. PhD is the highest authority, highest position. Go to highest position, we have to sacrifice ourselves a lot. But there is our effort cannot help. Not only our effort, much help to go to the Godhead. At that time, what happened? Suppose we are renounced. We are renounced to good family. We are renounced to everything. Right? Is it help to attach to the God? No. At that point, in that stage, we need the mercy from Guru and Lord Krishna. At that time, mercy will be required. Yes, that mercy, how we get the mercy? Okay, I come into that point. So that is it will, with the mercy, then we can go there. Another example is that bhakti, we are devotional service, we are doing the devotional service, right? Is devotional service enough to go back to Godhead? No. Chaitanya Charitamrita is also mentioned that after that, that is, forgot that verse, sadhan bhakti is not enough to go to Godhead. There, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned that after that sadhan bhakti, then there is a raganuga bhakti. This raganuga bhakti, through the raganuga bhakti, we can go to Golokdam. So how can we get it? By the mercy of when sadhan bhakti, what we are practicing in here, early in the mornings, 4:30, attending the Mangal Arati, then we are reading Bhagavatam, we do Guru Puja and all the things. This is the sadhan bhakti, right? Continually sadhan bhakti, sadhan bhakti, sadhan bhakti. Then the mercy, that mercy is come through the bhakti, through the service. Then if we satisfy Guru and Gauranga, then that mercy will come. That mercy will elevate us to the, that is called the Raganuga Bhakti. That will elevate it to Golokdam in Lord Krishna. That is, that verse, how can I forget? It is not coming in my mind. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it was mentioned that. So that is renunciation. Renunciation comes through the Bodhi Bhakti. Oh, Bodhi Bhakti Braja Prem Paite Nadi Shakti. Chaitanya Charitamrita is mentioned that Bodhi Bhakti, if we do the Bodhi Bhakti, we cannot get the Braja Prem. Without any Prem, do you understand Prem, right? So without any Prem, we cannot get the lotus feet of Lord. So Bodhi Bhakti, that means that we should avoid Bodhi Bhakti? No. We should continue our Bodhi Bhakti. Then the mercy will come automatically. That mercy, it is called the Raganuga Bhakti. That Bhakti will elevate us to the Golokdam. So Bodhi Bhakti, Braja Prem, Paitinari Shakti. Then we cannot achieve it without any Raganuga Bhakti. Now, your question is, what is? Yes, how to get the mercy. Simple things, very simple it is. If I am with you, if I serve you nicely, if I serve Maharaj nicely, if I attract Maharaj's mind, how can I attract Maharaj's mind? To do the service to Maharaj. Isn't it? If I do the service to you, if I satisfy you with that service, then you will think that, no, this guy is actually without any eagerness, that guy, he is serving to me. That kind of, that without any expectation, anything, if we serve, then we can attract your mind, Maharaj's mind, Krishna's mind, Guru's mind. Then Rupa Goswami Path in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the NOD, he was mentioned that that is what is the bhakti definition. First verse, it is the definition of the bhakti. Anya abhilashita shunyam jnana karmade anavritam anukullena sankalpa pratikullena varjitam. So that is it. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, what he was telling that. Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentioned that bhakti, that is that that is six limbs of the bhakti. So that is again anukullena bharjanam. That means everything should be favorable. Unfavorable things we must have to avoid. So that is also a bodhi bhakti. Topmost bodhi bhakti. Lower level bodhi bhakti, what we are doing, then elevated, upper level, then that is also bodhi bhakti. That bodhi bhakti, from the bodhi bhakti, doing bodhi bhakti, then the mercy will come. Without want anything, I need the service. We know that I need the service. I want to satisfy you, Lord Krishna. I want to satisfy you. I don't want anything. I need your service. That should be the determination. That determination will take us to the Bodhi Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti, to Lord Krishna. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. When Narottam Das Thakur came to Vrindavan, he wanted to get initiation from Lokanath Swami. But Lokanath Swami was a vow, he will not give anybody initiation. So Narottam Das Thakur approached him, but he said, no, I cannot give you initiation because it was my vow. I don't want to give anybody initiation. But he wanted to get initiation from Lokanath Goswami. Then he cried, but Lokanath Goswami said no. Then what he do, he saw that time Goswamis, they don't have like bathroom like us. So just before Brahma Muhurta, they went outside in the field. When people not walking, that area he used to do pass a stool and take bath in the Ganges and come back. So Narottam Das Thakur noticed it. So what he did, now he's hiding. When Lokanath Goswami passed the stool and come back, every day he cleaned that area. So it is few days is like that. And one day Lokanath Goswami noticed, what happened? I passed the stool and next day it is very clean. Then he was surprised. So one day what he did, he's showing that he's leaving, but he didn't leave, he's hiding. He noticed who is doing that. And he saw Narottam Das Thakur cleaning that place and take shower and come back. And that day it is broken his heart, melting his heart. Then he called, then why are you cleaning my dirt? Then he's crying because he didn't accept me. but I want to serve you. Then his heart is melting, and he give the mercy, he give the initiation to Narottam Das Thakur. So by the service, even it's a very menial service, he did it. But then he got the mercy from Lokanath Goswami.
And Lokanath Goswami path given the initiation to Narottam Das Thakur.
Thank
Only
you.
one person. Only one.
Only disciple.
Only one disciple.
Not only that, Narottam Das Thakur get all the mercy.
Yeah. So that is Narottam Das Thakur. Similarly, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Gaur-Kishore Das Babaji is only one disciple. Only. So that kind of service is the highest. Service is the highest. Topmost. So now there are some ways also. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned that is how can I get the mercy. That mercy, that is Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Kevalam, Kevalam, Kevalam. Mind that, Kevalam, only one, not two, not many, only Kevalam. Kalo nastevo gotironyata. There will be no, in Kali Yuga, there will be no other way. Everybody knows this verse, but we need to think, realize what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned that. So in that mercy also comes from the chanting.
Proper chanting.
Proper chanting. That no, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, not like that. Chanting should be the each and every word. We must have to hear. Not to be, I need to finish 16 rounds, not that mentality. I have to hear Shravanam and Kirtanam. These two combination. Shravan, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This must sound vibration. It comes from here, it enters into ear, and it comes into the heart. Who reside in the heart? Paramatma is reside in the heart. Then the Paramatma will be awakened. He is always awakened, but he will become more that, oh, this person is Haridas Thakur. He was all the times, he used to chant that Harinam, and all sound vibration directly goes to Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is the main thing, that chanting will help the mercy. The mercy, how mercy comes, this path, ISKCON path, that is the only the mercy. Service and mercy, these two things. What I am serving, I need the mercy. Mercy. With the mercy, then you will go to Raganuga Bhakti. Bodhi Bhakti, Braja Prem, Paite Nari Shakti. Braja Prem, do you understand Braja Prem? What is Braja Prem? Braja Prem means Krishna's Prem. Where Krishna used to live, Brajadam, Vrindavan. Vrindavan, another name is Brajadam. So Braja Prem, if we achieve the Braja Prem, we must have to be a Raganuga Bhakta. So Bodhi Bhakti, Braja Prem, Paite Nari Shakti. No, we cannot get the Prem. Only Raganuga Bhakti, through the Raganuga Bhakti, we can get the Prem. So now you can think, what is the renunciation? Renunciation in the floor. Now Bodhi Bhakti, then Raganuga Bhakti, then Golokdam. see, step by step, step by step, step by step. It was in Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, Kapil Dev told to his mother Devahuti. In 3rd canto, 26th chapter, text number 23-24. If you read, then you will realize what Kapil Dev told to his mother Devahuti. That's the Devahuti's question actually. Devahuti asked the question. That Kapil Dev giving the answer. Is there any question or anything, any discussion at point, Prabhuji? Are you sleepy? No. So anything? It is too late maybe, right? 8:30. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Please forgive me. Forgive me. Vanchakapattarubhishta kripa sindhubhaya vachapatitanang pavane bhavishnu namo namo Vaishnav Binda ki jai.